Hey everyone, welcome back. Eugene on Patreon has been working on Edge UI for several months now, and it's currently up to Edge UI version 0.5. Link in the description. No payment is required to download the mod. However, you could choose to support the author if you wish to, as Eugene has stated that they will not paywall their future releases. This video will go over the several mod requirements and load order needed to get Edge UI 0.5 running properly, as well as showcase the UI changes made by this mod. Since it is in pre-release stage, the upgrade from 0.45 to 0.5 will be modular. This means that you can choose to install or skip any of the upgrades. Let's get started. These are the mods required to get Edge UI working properly. I've listed them as you should have them in your load order. Don't forget to also install these mods requirements as well. Since version 0.5 is in its pre-release stage, you will also need to install version 0.45 as part of 0.5's requirements. But don't worry, we've already installed all of those requirements. So just make sure that you install all of the mods that you see here after the previous ones we've just installed. If you've installed everything correctly, upon starting Skyrim you'll see a new high-resolution main screen, followed by a new HUD for the loading screens. I like the rotating reticle in the middle of the screen that shows you that the game is loading, as well as how the lore has been moved to the center. Now that we've loaded up our game, the first thing that we'll look at is the tween menu. Version 0.5 introduces a new 3D-ish tween menu that I'm not too fond of. It throws me off as I'm too used to going straight to the middle, so I'm choosing to continue without this specific upgrade to Edge UI. Next, we'll take a look at the item and magic menus. Here you can see how Eugene was able to make good use of the untarnished UI background and give it a much needed facelift, while still keeping the look and feel of the Edge heads-up display. The perk nodes, text, and overlay look crisp and fresh, but if you want the high definition background, which I'm using, you'll have to keep Nord UI interface overhaul in your load order, as Edge UI only changes the overlay UI of the perk window. Later on you'll notice that the system menu and the favorites menu share an aesthetic. I like the consistency and how Eugene was able to make a variation of windows with the assets offered by untarnished UI. And I think that these windows are also a new addition to version 0.5. And here you can see that the favorites menu and the system menu seem to share a similar look, blending the theme of Edge UI well together. The new wait menu opaques the entire screen while waiting, which I find it fitting so you're not so focused on the actual passage of time while waiting. Now we'll be covering all the reskins that Edge UI offers. First is better third-person selection reskin, and the recent loot reskin on the lower right corner. Both minimal, elegant, and fit in seamlessly with the entire aesthetic of Edge UI. In version 0.5, a detection meter reskin was added. Yellow is a great choice. It's highly visible and blends well with the rest of the UI on screen. The true direction of movement target reticle has also received a reskin. It looks a lot like the same asset used on the perk note, except that this one is a bright red. After installing the reskin, you will need to go into the True Direction of Movement's MCM menu and under HUD, change the reticle style to glow. The Quick Loot EE reskin seems to have been made with better third-person selection and recent loot reskins in mind, as it flows well together and seems to also be very elegant and minimalistic. For the final reskin, we have Dialogue Menu Reskin. And as a thought while making this video, I noticed that sometimes I don't even notice the HUD anymore. And that's not to say that I don't see it, it's just that how well it blends into the game without interrupting the immersion. This last mod is not part of Edge UI, but it is a reskin for Wheeler, and it needs that mod as a requirement. Since using Wheeler, I find myself not using the favorites menu as much anymore, and I feel like the modern gaming aspect of Wheeler goes well with Edge UI. If you use Wheeler, then I recommend that you check out this reskin. It provides 5 different themes, and all the assets for this mod have been hand-drawn. Unfortunately, I'm not able to show all the beautiful artwork this mod offers, but you should totally check it out if you use Wheeler. My favorite one is the Dragon Classic, and in my opinion, this is the best reskin for Wheeler on the Nexus. As usual, I'll link all the mods in the description, as well as Eugene's Edge UI Patreon page. If you enjoyed the video and want to see more, please consider subbing and hit like. That really motivates me to keep making these videos. Until next time, peace.